3 months ago, I decided to embark on a new journey. After making over $100,000 through prop firms, a lot started to happen. I lost over 1.2 million of prop firm capital because CFD prop firms started having a lot of issues. And I saw a shift into futures prop firms because some of them are regulated, and because of that, it seemed like a safer environment. I always understood that after 3.5 years in my journey of being unprofitable, now becoming a profitable trader, I started to think that a profitable trader is also able to adapt to different markets and different things that happen inside and outside of the market. So, for example, CFD prop firms going under, I can cover myself with becoming a profitable futures trader. So I decided to learn futures, and not only that, I decided to document it from zero into becoming a funded trader. So for the month of May, I live stream every single day, and I was able to make over $3,000 in front of an average of 800 people. I didn't know anything about futures prop firms. I failed multiple challenges, but I knew that I am a profitable trader, so at the end of the day, this becomes a money in, money out game for me. And that is why you saw me risking more on episode number 3. And today is the day. Everyone called me a gambler. Everyone said that I was just gambling on these challenges, and so I knew I had to step up my game and prove everyone wrong. Not only that, as I said, I passed the challenge offline, but I did all of the live trading on live stream. So let's go over everything I did to become a profitable trader in 3 months with futures trading, from zero to a payout, in the strategy that I used. The steps I followed to become a profitable trader were 7, and I call this the roadmap to get funded. Step number 1 was learning the strategy that I wanted to use, and I knew that I already have a profitable strategy. I have the Simple Trading Edge, which is a profitable strategy for Forex. But because that is a profitable strategy, I just took those concepts and applied it on the futures market on a lower time frame. Step number 2 was applying the strategy that I learned, and I decided to adapt into the market. And I did this through backtesting in order to gather data. I wanted to have at least 100 trades of backtested data before I moved on to step number 3. Step number 3 was looking at other people's strategies and seeing if there's anything that I can tweak in mine to reach a little bit of a higher profitability. And the answer was yes. Funnily enough, I also applied those strategies into the Simple Trading Edge, and everyone inside became a little bit more profitable, which then took me to step number 4, was testing that strategy yet again. You have to test your strategy multiple times before you actually go for a funded account, a challenge account, whatever it is. Too many people focus on getting funded without understanding that the first step is becoming profitable. And that's one of the biggest takeaways you need from this video. Then step number 5 was applying everything that I learned on the demo. On the demo account, I was proving to myself that I was able to execute on this strategy in the live market, which then took me on step number 6, which was actually a live account. So I decided to deposit $20,000 into a personal broker, and I actually turned it into $21,000 before then going on to step number 7, which was the challenge. I understood the prop firm model, I understood money in, money out, and that is where I went finally into a futures prop firm. Understand, I didn't just start learning futures and go and do a prop firm. I actually did the other way around of becoming profitable with futures, knowing that I'm a profitable futures trader, and only then trying to go for a prop firm. And that is why I am able to do the money in, money out kind of game, which a lot of people misunderstand. They just straightly go into a prop firm without testing, without reviewing, without looking at data. You just go because you think you are profitable, and that is not the way to go. Now, for the people that want to know, the strategy that I used was the Simple Trading Edge. If you don't want to pay for it, I've already made videos about it, but it's basically you have a clear daily bias, which funnily enough on NQ, when I was doing this live, it was basically bullish or neutral, and I'm looking for a market manipulation. So for the market to move bearish, then start forming bullish order flow, and once the order flow is established in my direction, then I enter. But right now, let's go onto the charts and I will break everything down from the strategy into the My Funded Futures dashboard, so you guys know that I actually did it. Okay, so first let's start off by talking about the strategy that I used. To me, the strategy that I used was very, very simple, and we've talked about this strategy before, which is we had market open. So let's call this market open. And let's say that in this case, my bias is bullish. So if my bias is bullish, then my question is, who are the people that are making money? So what that means is that if the market opens and the market just starts moving up, then everyone that longed at market open is making money. But in the way that I approach the markets, I want to trade against everyone that is making money. And let's say that the market just moves up, I wait for some sort of manipulation before I then execute. But to me, I want to see the market moving lower, grabbing sell side liquidity. And why do I want the market to grab sell side liquidity? Well, because we have what we call a stop hunt. So once that happens and everyone that longed and put their stops below a recent low, let's say, once they get tagged out, this is when I start looking for the market to start moving in my direction, and that is when I start executing. So for me, I wanted to see the market moving lower, manipulating everyone that longed at the open. They have to be tagged out, the market sweeping the low, and then once a fair value gap gets flipped, once an order block gets flipped, once we see continuation, this is when I start executing. So I execute here. This is what I call a risk entry. This is what I call a continuation entry, continuation entry, continuation entry. So that is what I try to enter on. I try to enter in the direction of what I regard as the higher time frame bias. During the live streams, what was the higher time frame bias? Well, if you come down here, I actually started streaming on Monday, right here, 6th of May. When I started streaming, my idea was, okay, I expect the market to reach this low. This was when we had this leg and we started retracing down. So my idea was, okay, I expect the market to move lower. But what started happening is that the market starts showing bullishness. As soon as we closed this daily candle, my mind shifted into, okay, I'm now just looking for longs. NQ is going to all-time highs. And let me tell you, everyone called me crazy. Everyone said, what the hell are you doing? The market is going for the lows. And I said, no, the market is going to all-time highs. But the people that follow me for some time understand that I like to trade with the trend. I don't like to try to call these tops right here, especially the people inside of the Simple Trading Edge. They know that what I always tell you is do not try to call these tops, because you would make way more money trying to call these lows. Because as you can see, even though yes, we might have a little bit of retracement, eventually the market comes for these highs. And so I was just constantly trying to target these highs consistently. And so that was my mindset. And it's so interesting because this shows really well why so many people lose in this market. After we swept all-time highs, all of these days we continued making money. Here at the end, still making money. And then once the market started moving up, I continued making money. And we'll see that all on the breakdown of the dashboard. But notice how you can see it right here that after now breaking all-time highs again, we are already 780 candles above all-time high. So everyone that was telling me to not long all-time high missed out on 780 handles. The SMC traders that try to call the reversal will now be trying to call the top and will continue losing money. So now let's go onto my funded futures and see the breakdown of the days. So this is the account with my funded futures. You can see it right here that on the certificates, I have the payout certificate for the 6th of June, and the payout was only $1,400 because they only allowed me to withdraw $1,400. I don't know why. Well, I do know. I think it's just for you to stay in the buffer. But right now, the account is sitting at $6.6 thousand. Profit above buffer is $2,000. So if I could withdraw now, I could withdraw an extra $2,000. But again, I have a really nice cushion now in the account. Into this challenge, I put a total of $500 in. And all of a sudden, I am already $8,000 in profit. So that is a 1 to 16 risk to reward. And I've always said it's all about money in, money out for me. So if we come down here, on April, I made $2,500. In May, I did $3,200. And now in June, I'm already running $2.6 thousand in profit. Just so you guys know, I started this account directly in profit. So $7, this was basically to activate the account. And then I had break-even day, $600, $800, and then $2,400. But then afterwards, I started entering in a losing streak. But when I entered in a losing streak, I actually told myself, okay, you know what? I am going to live stream myself I was so close to hitting the overall drawdown. So I had here, this was the all-time low. I will show you sooner, but on the 30th of May, I basically only had $2,000 or $3,000 of buffer until I lost the account, and still I decided to go live. So once we started the live stream, this was the track record. So we started off a little bit negative on the streams, but then we had 1, 2, 3 winning days, 2 days without any trades, and then 1 losing day slash break even, then 1, 2 winning days, 2 very small losing days, and then on the 4th week we had winning day, losing day, then winning day again, and then at the end, this was the last week of the streams, and once again, 1 trade $1,100, 1 trade $350, and 1 trade $1,100. And now this is for June. For June, we had small losing day, good winning day, great winning day. And now this was yesterday. And this was just because I think that on my funded futures, you actually have like a 1 minimum trading day every week. And so I was like, let me just enter in a small position, close it, and then the profit was a minus 8.44. Now, what is interesting is that in the beginning of the streams, people saw me losing. A lot of people were getting exactly what they wanted, which was the possibility of calling me an unprofitable trader. And what I've understood, I took so many takeaways from the live streams, is that a lot of people don't understand that I had a thesis. So now everything I have to do is follow my thesis, which means follow my trading plan. If you have a strategy, the only thing you have to do now is stick to that strategy and stop falling into the cycle of I took a losing trade and because of that, this is a bad strategy. I have a winning trade, I have a winning day, all of a sudden I'm on top of the world. You need to reduce the emotions that you have on a loss and on a winner. We are traders. The only thing we have is a thesis and we execute. It's either right or it's wrong. And your reaction to whether it's right or it's wrong is what is going to dictate your success as a trader. Let's now go onto the charts and we can kind of see the streams didn't start off great. I had basically a losing trade, small losing trade, and then a break even that was already a winning trade. And so it was definitely not the best way to start these streams. And then a little bit after, I had a winning trade. This was a break even and this was a winning trade right here. Then the craziness starts because I enter in this trade targeting this high in the market instantly puts me in a 90% drawdown. And everyone was like, close the trade, close the trade, close the trade. And I was like, no, the stop loss is there for a reason. The stop loss is there to take me out if the market moves lower. And eventually, even though everyone told me to take the trade off, there you go. We had a big impulse up and that went to full TP. Then we had this trade right here, which was a very, very aggressive trade that quickly went to stop loss. It was the most aggressive trade that I took on live stream and was directly into a loss. On the 9th of May, I actually entered in ES, entered long, and we took a 2R. Then we had a small losing trade right here. We had a winning trade. How many shorts have you seen? And that is because, once again, my bias was extremely bullish. So as soon as we closed this, my mind was already saying we are going to all-time highs, and afterwards I was only entering in longs. If you guys want to watch the live streams, they are going to be in the Kimmel Unscripted channel. And yeah, that is basically it. So let's go into the outro. Now, why did I make this video? Well, for the same reason I started this challenge. It was to prove to you and prove to myself that in trading, becoming profitable is not impossible. This was my first time trading futures, and a little bit after I became profitable and I was able to profit everything that you saw on the screen. And I'm not saying that you will become profitable in the same amount of time that I did with futures, because you need to understand, I've been doing this for the last 5 years, 3.5 where I wasn't consistently profitable. I started making money 2.5 years in, but I only became consistently profitable, consistently withdrawing from the markets 3.5 years into my trading journey. So don't compare my 3 months with your 3 months, because my 3 months have 5 years behind them. Your 3 months might have just started. So keep that in mind when you are looking at this video. And I wanted to make this series to show you that it is profitable. If you've watched this far, then make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment with your biggest takeaways of this video, because like that, you will be entered in a giveaway of a 50K account of my funded futures. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to learn to become a profitable trader, then make sure to check the first link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.